coach. 2 changes to the opposition. One very, very late. Opposition playing with house money. What's that scenario like for you?
Well, number one, I want to give Coach Tatum a ton of credit, right? I mean, he did a hell of a job. He does a hell of a job. And, you know, those guys were ready to play no matter who was on the court. And, yeah, you know, it's an interesting game. It's the first time we played a really hard physical game down in Canberra the other day. We've been on the road here for just 2 days, and it's a little unusual in the NBL. There's a bunch of different things that went through there after that game down there. And, you know, yeah, you'd like it to maybe be a little bit cleaner. But as I've said in previous press conferences, what this group is doing is learning how to win in real time. And what we displayed again today was grit. And for us to achieve the ultimate goals that we want, and to get to the highest point as a team at the end of the year, you've got to win all these games like this, and you have to be in a bunch of close games. All this is, we don't have years. So these close games like this one, or the one against Cairns, the one against Brisbane, they all count, and we have to make plays, and we made plays, and at the end, we finally made some defensive plays.
I know that you weren't happy with the first 5 minutes when you fell behind by 5, but after that, the timeout seemed calm. What facets of the team's play today were you happy with? Just elaborate on the end of your last answer there about the defensive play. Yeah,
well, I wouldn't say that I was overly happy with the whole front half. The first half, you know, we committed 4 fouls for the quarter, or for the half. You know, but we were trying to get going. We were trying to do the right things. We were trying to figure out the game. We just couldn't quite get set, and that starts on the defensive end. And they were really, really playing fast and downhill. You know, so your offensive efficiency, your shot selection really has got to play into then your transition defense, which bleeds into your pick and roll defense, and then being able to close. And all those things, they were a step ahead, so to speak. And then, you know, I thought that there was a point there where we got it set, and then the pace was played a little bit at a different, you know, style the second half.
Bryce, you're coming off a loss, a 7-game losing streak. How do you feel about the performance by your team, given what the Hawks threw at you today?
You mean a 7-game winning streak?
Yeah, winning streak. Winning streak. Sorry.
Thank you. I mean, they came out hard. We expected that, but historically, when you play against teams that have a couple of their main players down, the burden kind of lifts because they play with a nothing-to-lose mentality, and then when you add that to playing in front of a home crowd, guys start to play exceptionally well, and they did that in addition to us basically starting off on the back foot. I feel like we didn't really have the energy that we needed to play with. But, you know, that was an us problem. You know, Illawarra came out and executed a lot of their game plan for the majority of the game, but we were able to come out with the win, so I'm extremely proud.
Bryce, you come off the game in Canberra against Sydney where quality's got full court and hugs you every possession, then you do a deal with minus 1 on the ball. You're really good defender. Where do you find the sort of energy to be able to continue, not just to get the ball up the floor, but to still play at a high level through all that contact?
This happens every game, no matter who we play, and it has happened every year. So over time, you just kind of get used to it, and because you see it so much, you know, you kind of learn when to pick your spots, when to use that gravity without the ball, and learn when to use it with it. So just kind of picking and choosing.
What's your process like deciding whether to have a ball screen come and be set for you, or to sort of leverage the pressure on you to get by them and to use that as your advantage? How does that process work for you?
I'm just the vessel. He's the one that calls all the shots. So when you guys see magical plays, he was the man behind the curtain.
Coach, what's the difficulty in presumably preparing for Jamaica and Tyler at the top of the scouting report, and then all of a sudden an hour before a game it shifts? What's the challenge there as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously you know, putting some different people in the scouting report really quickly and trying to get everybody comfortable and familiar with what's going on. And you know, they play with one of the fastest paces in the league. They run the most, you know, 50% of their offense is pick and roll and stuff. So you kind of have an idea who what their identity is, and you know, everybody gets a chance to have a little bit different role out there. And it's kind of what you expect in that game. I kind of felt like they were going to play small and try to play fast and shoot threes and play downhill. And, I really wanted us to set us. And I was more worried about us and playing our normal rotation with Nick back in there and trying to find some different matchups. And, of course, I started a little different lineup to start the game. I started Isaac White the second half, and I think that there's different things that we can do and different lineups I'm always looking for. And there were sections in that game that we ended up going small. And I thought we had, 3 outstanding performances from Isaac and Z and Nick, whether they were together or they were a single out there. So the process is not easy, to be honest with you, but you focus on what you can control, which is our team.
It seems like Troy is still sort of finding his feet within this team. What's the next phase? Being able to incorporate him and have the most effective version of him.
Yeah. Well, he's a really talented player. He fits us in a lot of different ways. We're still getting comfortable there. I anticipate, us still just working in. It's just part of the process when we add a new guys into the group. Was Flynn Cameron really set in his role and through the first 5-7 games of the year and where he's at now? Our process is to make sure that we're the best version of ourselves at the end, and that's the goal, is to get Troy as comfortable as possible. And that's I don't know how many games we got left because my Ohio math is 14, a little bit slow, but that's where we need to be at the end, is that we have everybody integrated in. We can play big, we can play small, we can do multiple different lineups, and that's where we want to be.
Bryce, yourself and Isaac finished 16, obviously 3 others over 10, even Flynn with 8. Does it feel like you do have that wealth of support around you? You don't have to drop 30, 40 points week in, week out?
Yeah, I definitely feel like we have that balance, and I think with the way that I'm guarded usually over probably this first half of the season or whatever, we've found ways to kind of punish teams that way. And it's good knowing on any given night, it could be a night for DJ, it could be a night for Z or Ice or me, you never know. Using DJ as an example, he won a huge game for us just a couple weeks back. So that's a testament to how deep we are as a team.
Coach, I don't know how you break the season down, but your Ohio maths, you're 15-4, means you've got 14 games to go. To hit Christmas,
Good math.
Hit Christmas top of the table with that record. Just give me your assessment of how things are right now.
Well, I couldn't be more proud of the group. Number one, we basically have started from scratch with this group, right? Everything we're doing and are going through is the first time that we've gone through it. And we've won these games that are one possession close games. We've had a whole bunch of them, and it's going to serve us well. The other teams are really, really talented, and they've had one or two. We just haven't done that just yet. And I would say, as I've said before, though, too, the group is extremely coachable. It's been a hell of a group to just be around every day. The guys come in to practice. They like each other. The music's playing. They hang out. Our weekly lunch sessions at Jarmar's, everybody, the amount of conversation that's going on there and the lack of looking at their cell phone makes you feel joy, we got it right. So that part makes me really, really proud. I've enjoyed all of that. And then to be able to show true grit over and over when we have to get a stop right there, or that rebound by Isaac Humphries there at the end was so big, or we need that extra possession, kick out 3, the 3 by DJ, or whatever it may be. Everybody's stayed in it, and it's just been a really, really fun group to be around, and I'm just excited to see as it keeps going, right? To be 7-2 on the road, 15-4, it's a credit to them and the work and their commitment to each other.
And Bryce, big minutes against Sydney, 38 today. Are you managing your body any differently this season, or are you Benjamin Button? How's that going?
It's just another year. I do like the Benjamin Button reference. I kind of tell myself that going into every season. But yeah, I think it's little mind games and understanding how to talk to yourself, whether you're feeling fatigued or whether you're feeling great. It's always positive self-talk, but Like even as some of the guys on the team, they joke with me, calling me old or unk. I never say I'm getting older. I'm just living longer. So it's just little mind things like that.
Coach, I'm curious. You sat down and jotted something down or something on Saturday. Is that something that you're allowed to share with the group? Or?
Over here, I just circled our assists and our turnovers. There's just I just look at a few different stats along the way from us and how we're functioning offensively. We probably need more threes. We probably need more fouls. But we've done a really, really good job on the rebounds the last several games, and we've been a low turnover team the entire year. And that's going to help us, and that's what allows you to win games on the road. Your shot quality and not turning the ball over, so you can set your defense. And I did enjoy the pace of the game, the second half. I mean, 84-78. If I was, all things equal, I'd rather be at 100. But we'll take the win.
32 made buckets, 22 assists for 6 turnovers. That's a good circle,
Yes,
right?
yes, it's a very good circle with a W on top of that circle.
The last 3 games against Illawarra, there's only 11 out of 12 quarters have been within 5. What is it about the matchup?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. Some of that, like last year, I got my first road win here. I have such respect for Coach Tatum and what they do. Sometimes it's just matchups or whatever, but they had the best team in the league last year. I'm not sure why we played so well against them last year, and this year, we're different. Coach Tatum and I talked for quite a while before the game tonight, and there's some similarities between his team last year and what we're going through, but we'll just enjoy this journey, and I don't really have the answer for that one, and we'll take a little breath here. We're going to go home. We're going to try to recuperate and see if we can, make the Adelaide Entertainment Center really happy on Christmas Eve.
Fun fact, Ice is a hell of a player, just so everybody knows.